I grew up in North Pole, Alaska. It's a really small town. There's about 1,500 people in the immediate circle, but we live in the Fairbanks North Star borough, which expands out. So there's about 60,000 people, which is still only about an eighth of the population of Fort Worth. So a lot smaller, everyone knows everyone, and I've always grew up with the idea of it takes a village to raise a kid. I remember my CASA and my attorney, and they were the ones who sat down, talked with me, and it was nice to know that my voice did matter. Obviously I didn't realize how fortunate I was until I got older, that I was able to have that chance to talk about my feelings and talk about the situation that I was in. And I remember feeling like I mattered. Which was really important to me. And then that's kind of why I led into CASA and why it was so important to me to get reconnected. And I don't think I realized how much I wanted that until I was coming down to Texas. When I left for college, I kind of had an identity crisis. I didn't know anyone down here, didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know anything about being in a sorority, nothing like that. I walked into this one house and CASA was right there. And we watched a video about a little boy and the monsters under the bed. And I remember sitting there and just crying throughout it because I knew exactly what that felt like. And I remember looking at the girl sitting across from me and I said, man, I just miss my family. I miss my home. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I know I need to be here. When I arrived to the kids' home and they open the door and they get so excited to see me, it's like the best feeling ever. My first priority is always their placement. So in this form right now, it's actually their grandparents. And just letting their grandparents know, hey, you know what, I'm a resource for you too. One of the first things I asked the kids when I met them was, what are some goals that you have this year? Because I got to meet them in December, January. I was like, this next year, what are some goals you have? He was like, Miss Mackenzie, I want to be a better reader. And I was like, you know what, that's perfect, we can do that. And I get to be a part of helping that. It is the most rewarding thing possible. When I've gotten to see these kids and the growth that they've had in the matter of 8 months that I've been with them has been phenomenal. I had a little girl who barely talked to me the first time I ever met her, and now she is so excited to see me. She runs up, she wants to show me everything that's going on in her little world, and I love it. And it is, it's really nice to know that I get to be there for someone. That I get to be that constant in their life and know that they're going to look forward to seeing me. For anyone who's considering becoming a CASA, it is the most rewarding thing to do. The program is phenomenal from the beginning of the training aspect all the way to getting matched with your kids to the process of getting to meet with them. It's been incredibly rewarding for myself, and I'm very blessed to have been able to go through this process. It's not about a singular kid, it's about all of these kids, and it's about all the different types of people and all the different types of kids who are in there, because one kid's need isn't the same as another. And so it's about finding advocates who are willing to kind of match with the different types of people as well. And so being able to be a CASA, you allow that kind of stability or that ground foundation for what's going to happen for them, what's going to be the constant in their life. They could be moving foster home to foster home within a few months, or they could be going on temporary visits with different family members trying to find the best placement for them. But at the end of the day, your face is the one that's going to be the consistent. Your voice, your phone calls are going to be the things that they look forward to. And I think that's something that anyone can do, just being able to be someone's stability. And I think that that's an amazing thing that CASA does bring to all these kids. And I know what it's like to not have that and not know what's going to be happening next. One of the best things about where I grew up is it takes a village to raise a kid. And Fort Worth is raising these kids who are stuck in foster care right now. And so the best way to go ahead and contribute back and to pour back into the community is by helping the younger generations. And unfortunately, there's a lot of kids who slip through the cracks, and so we can be the ones who fill them in.